right guys, so this week we got a boat coming to the channel. This will be the first boat that I picked up for the channel. This is a 1974 Starcraft that has been sitting in these woods for 3 years. It is absolutely filthy. I wouldn't have any interest in it, but it has a V8 and that right there had all my interest. I was here actually picking up those two 944s that are coming to the channel soon. This was in the backyard and he said, if you want it, you can take it. So let me grab the truck. We're gonna hook up to this and we're gonna get it back to the shop. All right guys, so we got the boat back to the shop. This is a 1974 Starcraft Montego and it's got a V8 in it. That's what really interested me and it was free. So that really did interest me. Every time I see a free boat, I always pick it up. So I got a handful of them in the back lot, but this is probably one of my nicest boats that I've gotten for free. So this week we're gonna clean it up top to bottom, get this thing shined up, and hopefully we get that motor running and we can put it in the water. So now that it's in the shop, let's look it over, see what kind of condition it's all in and what we're gonna have to do to make this thing look good again. So for the exterior of this boat, it's really filthy because this thing has been sitting outside under some trees, uncovered. This gel coat is super faded. There is no shine whatsoever to it. And also it's got a lot of organic matter and a lot of mold growing on it. All right, so now for the interior. I can see by the gauge cluster, it says that it goes 65 miles an hour. I do believe it with a V8 and a little boat like this. It says right there on the other dash that it says Montego 18 foot. So it's an 18-foot boat. And for the rest of the interior, it looks like we got a lot of leaves, a lot of sticks, and some of the cushions are definitely gonna have to be redone. But for the passenger and the driver's seat, they don't look to be in that bad a condition and they're not super dry to where when I squeeze them, they crack. All right, so we got the engine open and we got a 188 horsepower V8. I'm not sure exactly what Mercruiser motor that this is, but if you know anything about this, leave it in the comments. Let me know what I should know about this motor, if it's a good motor or if it's a bad motor. There is a lot of room under here in this engine bay and actually everything seems to be in pretty good condition. The only thing I do notice is that some of the foam, which I believe is like sound deadening, is coming off, but other than that, structurally, everything looks like it's pretty good. And that little thing on the side right there, that's a blower. Before you ever start an engine on a boat, you always turn on the blower because there's always gonna be some gas fumes that build up in here. And if you start this motor with those fumes in here, you're gonna have a really bad day. All right, so we looked over the Montego and as you can see, it is super filthy, which is expected because it's been sitting in the woods. So now we're gonna get into the detail and the first thing I'm gonna do is get a trash can and get all these leaves and sticks out of here, which I should have done when it was in the woods, but now I gotta dispose of it all. So hopefully everything turns out good and this boat can be salvaged and we could use it because that would be really cool. And then once we get all the trash out of the interior, then I'll spray it all down with some pre-wash and then we'll get to the pressure washing. And I think that's gonna be a heck of a transformation. So I think that's enough said. Let's get into this detail. Well, that is some black oil. I bought the quick release terminals because you never know when something's going wrong, and I steal batteries out of absolutely everything, so makes it a lot easier. When I need a battery, I just grab it and go. Now it's got power. Let's try to turn the key and just see what happens. I'm gonna turn the key and see. I went to get it started, but it needs a starter, and also I heard the hydraulic motor working for the trim, but the trim's not moving up and down, so there must be something wrong. It might be out of fluid. I don't know anything about that. So I might as well just send it to the mechanic, and then he could get that fixed. He's an expert with boats and stuff like this, so he will know how to get this thing working, and also how to get this, and he'll also tune up the boat, get it running tip-top, make sure everything's good so that I can go on the water full throttle. And also I didn't stain the deck because I want to take it off, but all the bolts are stripped on it. And I'm just out of time. I actually got to go pick up a 1984 Suburban for the channel right now, and then we're gonna put that right here, so I gotta get this boat out of here. But let me know if you guys wanna see a part 2 on this boat, because I could do either two things. I could get this boat all restored, we could repaint it, we could do all the upholstery, we could put it on the water as a victory lap, get this deck all stained, get the trailer all painted, but that's gonna cost some money. Or I could take it as is and go ahead and trade it for something better, and then trade that for something better, and then trade that for something better, which I'm very experienced with. I've been doing that ever since I was 16. Most of all of my cars and toys and projects, all the boats, campers I have, I either got them super cheap, or I paid nothing for it because I just traded something that I got for free or for cheap, and then the ball just kept going. So that's my cup of tea. I know how to trade things. If you guys want to see a flip series, leave in the comment, just say trade it. So that's about it for this week. I appreciate you guys watching, and now let me show you these results.